Hi everyone! So I did my Edge of Extinction Modern Renaissance sort of intro a little while ago and then never really spoke about the Modern Renaissance palette that much since. A lot of stuff happened. I didn't bring this palette with me when I traveled, but I did use it before then. When I traveled, I brought some other eyeshadow with me. I did do a video on my travel makeup if you haven't seen that video already, if you were curious, but this is what my palette looks like. So no new pan, but a smidge more usage. I didn't use it very heavily. This palette is a little bit difficult for me to use. The Modern Renaissance eyeshadow formula, not my favorite. But I thought to challenge myself, I would do a palette bingo with it. I am a little nervous, more so than other palette bingos I've done, just because I know the formula doesn't like me very well, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna have some fun because I want to do some Franken shadows with these things. So I'm ready to tear these shadows apart and make some new things that I will probably like using a little bit more. I'm ready to be Dr. Frankenstein, so I wanted to do this first because obviously I can't really do a palette bingo with a true Modern Renaissance palette if the shadows or some of the shadows have been changed. So I was looking up palette bingo, even though I meant to look up random.org, because looking up palette bingo is not going to help me with a random number generator. This is always what I do. I bring a random.org up on my phone. So minimum is 1 and the maximum is 14, since there are 14 shadows in this palette. So you're gonna have to see this. For a little bit, I sliced a bagel and also sliced my finger. I used a regular knife instead of a bread knife because I don't actually own a bread knife, so do not recommend. Okay, so anyway, I think I might only pick 3 shadows. Normally, palette bingo, a lot of people will pick 5. Some people pick 4, which tends to be my number. With this particular formula, I think I might just pick 3. And I always try and stick just solely within this palette. I may bring other things in, like eyeliner or glitter, but I don't tend to bring random other shadows in when I do a palette bingo. So we'll see what I get first before I commit to an actual number. The first one I picked was 2, and 2 is Golden Acre. I always go so left and then back again for the bottom. This is just what makes the most sense to me. So like this is 1 through, and then I start back in the bottom row again. So anyway, hope that was clear. Golden Ochre is a pretty good standard shade. The quality of these shadows has decreased, as I mentioned before, and that's Golden Ochre. Very good, like, transition sort of shade. The second number I'm generating is 10. 10 is Primavera. So actually, Golden Ochre and Primavera is a combination that I would use fairly often. Just those 2 shadows, Primavera on the lid and Golden Ochre in the crease. And then if I really wanted to like deepen it, I might take like an orange or something like burnt orange in the outer corner, or Cypress Umber or something like that if I wanted to go darker. Or if I was bringing in other shadows, that's where I'd bring in a different sort of deeper brown, something that's a little bit less powdery. But Primavera is one of my favorite shades in this palette because it is one of the metallic shades and it's a gold. These 2 together, so beautiful. This is the kind of boring stuff I live for. Primavera is such a beautiful gold shade. Okay, let's generate the third number. We have 4, and 4 is Buon Fresco. So I think I will go ahead and pick a 4th shadow because I got really lucky. I was expecting to have like, you know, Venetian red and love letter and red ochre and being like, what am I gonna do? But I sometimes manage to pull off a little bit of luck when I do palette bingo. I sometimes expect the worst. Now I'm just remembering the Huda Beauty one I did with the Desert Dust palette where I got like all those glitter shades. So this is pretty. I don't use Buon Fresco that often. I'm coming around to it now after all this time, and so many people always tell me how much they love it, and a lot of people are often surprised that I don't love it as much. And I just think I use this palette in such a different way. But I'm definitely coming around to Buon Fresco now. So anyway, let's pick one more shadow. We have the number 7, which is Cypress Umber. I got really lucky, and I hate to say that I'm gonna be boring with this, but like I'm so gonna be boring with this. err on the side of caution. Hello, Cashmere. I just fed you. So this is the color story I've got here. I don't even feel like this seems like the Modern Renaissance palette if you did this sort of color scheme without relation to this. I don't think people would necessarily pick it up right away because I feel like it is the red, pink, oranges that are the most iconic standout shades in this sort of palette. So this is a very me kind of color story though. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for something super boring. Okay, I need Fix Plus. No, do I? Yes. Yes, let's do it the way that I like to do it. I'm gonna go grab my Fix Plus and get to town with some gold. We are back and I have my Fix Plus. I'm also, it's been coffee, it's been tea, it's been can upon can. Diet Pepsi. This is Diet Pepsi Wild Cherry, which I found and got really excited about and bought a whole case of it, and this is my lifeblood. Okay, so we're gonna dive in here with Primavera. I miss the records that used to be up on my wall. I think quarantine time is the time to get them back up there. So it's something I'm considering because it just feels a little plain. I don't like the plain background. It's hard to center things just the way that the walls and the situation is here. So I am just painting my lids with Primavera and it's a very light gold. I'm not using an eyeshadow primer. Normally when I would do some sort of eye look, I would, but definitely trying to make the most of my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Plus, realistically, this makeup isn't going to be on my face for too long, so I feel okay skipping it. I think the shadows will perform okay just on the inner portion. And then just a little bit of golden ochre in the crease. Like I said, nothing crazy. I find it very relaxing just to like move that soft eyeshadow brush just back and forth. I don't know if you have any favorite brushes that you like using. There's some that I'm just like, I will just rub them on my face even when I have no makeup on. Just like the motion of it, and it just is very relaxing. So like I mentioned before, this would be sort of a very basic everyday look for me. I put some black or brown eyeliner on, like waterline, and a little bit on the upper lash line, some mascara, and that would be everyday makeup for me. I wonder if I can do, okay, I have a different brush that I normally would use for dipping into this palette to use it as blush, but this one's right in front of me, so I'm just gonna try dipping this brush. This is a brush that I would normally use for cream contour. It's the Elle small stipple brush, but I'm taking one Fresco. I don't think it's cheating to use it as a blush, right? It's my rules. I'll probably run a little bit through my crease, but I know it's not gonna be like a standout shade, but I thought this would be perfect for a blush. Because like I obviously already have foundation and stuff on, but I did skip blush intentionally because I thought, well, depending on what sort of shades I pick, maybe I'd be able to turn something into like a pretty little blush shade. Juan Fresco is really pretty as a blush, actually. Oh, I have to do this more often. I'm really liking this color of the blush. I am bringing it up high. This is kind of how I apply my blush usually, but I'm going to take a little bit of it on the outer corner and sort of fade it into the blush. So I have Juan Fresco going from sort of like the outer portion right down, just to blend everything together. And I like doing that sometimes, connecting either like a bronzer shade or the blush shade or something, just lightly from the eyeshadow. And a little underneath as well, because I brought the blush up pretty high. I like this. This has turned out pretty well. For a second I thought I wasn't recording and I was like, what is happening? Cypress Umber. This is one of the shades that's getting Franken-shadowed. It just does not work for me very well. It's so patchy and powdery, and it's definitely not a brown I think about reaching for. And then when I feel like I have to blend it out, I blend it out so much that it almost doesn't show up at all. But for working within this palette, it works fine. I just think there's so many good darker shades, so my plan is to mix that with some sort of like copper or bronze to make a shimmery shade that I can just wear all over my lid and probably breeze through finishing it that way. So I will probably go back with some more Cypress Umber after, but I'm going to take a navy liner actually. That is for my lower lash line waterline. This is Smashbox Limitless Eyeliner in Indigo Ink. I love a navy or blue eyeliner with gold eyeshadow as well. Such a beautiful combination. So like a little Primavera and then a little bit of blue. I don't want to use any black if I can help it. I'm smudging some on my lash line because I do plan on going in with lashes, just because lashes make everything better, always. And I might take a little bit of blue glitter, one of the Urban Decay Heavy Metal glitter liners, to help emphasize the blue and give a nice sort of contrast. But I'm going to go back in with Primavera as well and some of the other shades just to add a little bit extra. I think you can see how it's not very pigmented. But I have heard that people have had good luck with the newer modern renaissances they have picked up. So just also keep in mind that mine is older. Trying to go light with Cypress Umber so it doesn't totally take over. It's pretty easy to do so though. I find like these things then all of a sudden get super muddy. Like this eye is already a little bit too muddy than like what I would like it to be, but it is what it is at this point. The lashes will definitely help once I get there, but I'm just trying to blend stuff out. This eye, in my opinion, looks better than this eye, just because I got a little bit too much Cypress Umber. I don't think it would have looked so muddy if I took a different brown from like a different palette, like something that was a different formula, and I think it would have worked a little bit better than that turned out to be. But I'm going to mascara and then find some lashes. So without a lip color and without lashes, and without glitter, which I also said I would do, this is what we're looking at right now. I'm gonna put some lash glue on some lashes and get the glitter going, and then we'll figure out something for a lip color. I don't know how I function. I always manage to get everything so dirty. Just grabbing a random thing for a mirror right now. I have this glitter from Urban Decay. It is Gamma Ray and it is a blue. I just want to add a little bit of a sparkle. And so I put it a little bit of the blue. I'm also going to take Pyro and layer a little bit of Pyro over Primavera on the lower sort of inner portion. And then we'll lash. I picked like one of the oldest pair of lashes I had sitting there, but you know. What a difference lashes make, honestly. It's crazy. We'll get the other lash on and figure out if I'm gonna go boring with a lip. Probably. See what a difference the lashes make, honestly. It's crazy. So I just need a very light, neutral lip. Are we surprised? Let's try a Nudie Patootie from Wet n Wild and see how that plays out. Does this look like a Anastasia Instagram approved look yet? I like it. Let me take another look. Nothing too unusual. If you get close enough, you can see a little bit of the blue and the sparkle, but it doesn't seem very modern Renaissance-y to me, which is the only thing that's kind of funny, just based on the colors that were, what is the lash doing? But just based on the colors that were there. So anyway, this is my palette bingo look with the Modern Renaissance palette. Maybe that was inspiring to you in some way, or at least somewhat interesting. Use the shadows as blushes. I'm definitely using Buon Fresco as a blush. I was kind of tempted to like Franken it a little bit, but now I'm not touching it. I'm using it as a blush because it's beautiful. Really, truly beautiful. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Anyway, oh wait, no. I was gonna say goodbye, and I thought maybe I'd use a little Primavera as a highlight. I did put a highlighter on, but it might be a little too golden for my skin, but maybe not. Maybe not at all. Oh, hello. Okay, no, it's definitely, I'm definitely applied way too much there, but okay, I don't think that was overkill at all. I think that was wonderful. Okay. Here is the completed look now, finally, with shadow on my eyes and on my face. And yeah, I like it. I think I will definitely use some more of this. I'll definitely use that combination of shadows and use that Buon Fresco to kind of pan it, I think. It feels pretty good. Anyway, enough about that. I'm very happy with the way that the look turned out. Let me know what kind of color combinations you like with the Modern Renaissance palette. Let me know if you would like to see more palette bingos or any sort of style video like this, or if you have any video requests for me. I keep saying it, and very few people have a video request. So if you have something you would like to see from me, please leave it for me down below. And you can always reach me via email or Instagram or Twitter as well. Those are the places I'm most accessible besides my YouTube comments. So anyway, thank you once again so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.